Virtual reality on phone is not what I would call a real VR experience. On an Oculus Quest, you can play full games with replay value, you can interact with the environments and much more. On a Google Cardboard, you just download a roller coaster simulator, get motion sick, then throw that headset into the corner of your room. A few years ago, I bought a Google Cardboard because I saw a lot of potential in it. But, well, I think it's obvious that my opinion has changed since then. I only spent like 30 minutes playing those weird ass phone VR games, cause they just get really boring after 5 or 10 minutes of gameplay. No one really gives a crap about this whole thing. If you search up the keyword VR games on the Play Store, you will only find like 3 normal apps, and all the other ones are just terrible. Now, lately I've been getting into virtual reality. The thing that really got me interested was Half-Life Alyx. That amazing game just impressed me in every way possible. Then a few months ago I had the chance to try out an HP Reverb G2, and man, playing on that headset was amazing. Of course, it's not a Valve Index, but it's pretty cool. Then I thought to myself, hey, maybe I should buy a headset too. So I searched up VR headsets on Google and oh yeah, I forgot, I'm broke. I almost gave up on the idea, but then I found an app which let me use my phone as a SteamVR headset. IVRY. Turns out that dusty Google Cardboard headset sitting in the corner of your room isn't completely useless, because you can use IVRY to use it as a PC VR headset. But of course, it's obvious that this application isn't perfect, but honestly, it's kinda worth it. I talk about the pros and the cons of IVRY, and I also share my personal experiences with it. Now, keep in mind that I only used an Xbox 360 gamepad and I didn't use any real VR hardware. If you're like looking for methods to replace a wall VR headset, this just not your video, sorry. Alright, now everyone left, I can start talking about like how to set it up and crap. Let's go, I guess. Setting this application up is not that difficult, but it's also not that easy. First, you need to enable USB debugging and USB tethering on your phone. You can enable those in the settings, and of course you also need to activate developer mode. After you've done that, you have to download SteamVR and the IVRY driver on your PC. The next part was kinda tricky for me. In order to connect the phone and the PC, you need to use a USB cable or some weird Wi-Fi stuff I didn't really understand. I messed around with the USB cable for like 10 minutes to get it working. Turns out that connecting your phone to the network your PC is on can get it working too. But I do not recommend that because it will drain your phone's batteries really quickly and the resolution can get extremely bad. Hooray! You got it working. Well, not yet, because you also need to complete the room setup. Now, it's pretty obvious that your phone can only track where you're looking. Just don't try the room setup with the room scale option, it'll mess up everything. After you clicked on the standing only option, you need to set your height. At first, I set my height to 68 centimeters because I'm a big dumbass. I measured the space between my desk and the floor and I became really small. I fixed it, but I recorded some footage of me being a short idiot. Anyways, after you set the height, you need to calibrate the tracking, quote unquote of course. You don't have to do anything here, just point your phone at the screen until you're done. And that's all, you can now enjoy SteamVR. The moment when I put the headset on and I saw the SteamVR home again was just amazing. I love the aesthetic of that wall environment, those mountains and trees are just beautiful for me. Anyways, let's talk about the controls. I've mentioned at the beginning of this video that I only used an Xbox controller. And it's pretty obvious that there were a lot of things I wasn't able to use or interact with. For example, if you have normal VR controllers, you would be able to pick up objects and use this board. Okay, maybe listing the things you can do is a better idea. You can move around with the right trigger or the left joystick, quick turn with the right joystick or the left or the right bumper, and you can also interact with these environment customizers. And yeah, that is all. You can only do these things if we're talking about controls. I did try using Wiimotes as controllers, but that will be another video. Now let's talk about the visuals. If your phone is not like a strong one, then you'll get an incredibly low resolution display. Like, you won't be able to read any text and everything will look very messy. And unfortunately that happened to me, but I could fix it by changing the renderer in the settings to JPEG. After I did that, the quality stayed okay. Just don't expect good visuals from this. A cheap mixed reality headset has like 100 times better displays than your phone screen. The refresh rate is not good either. It's like 20 Hz and it can make you sick pretty quickly. So if you get motion sick easily, this isn't the app for you. Also, let me say a few words about the tracking. I said it before that Phone VR has only 3 degrees of freedom. So you can only look around and you can't like, move your head in the virtual space. Okay, but what about all the other stuff you can do in VR? Let's talk about those, okay? I am going to start with the games because those are the main things you can do in VR. And well, you can't really play any proper VR games without any actual controllers. I tried playing the lab, but I couldn't really do anything. I could change levels, but I couldn't walk around or interact with the things around me. So basically, the lab is useless. Okay, so I recorded some narration about VR chat and stuff. And I talked about a bug that appears in the game when you connect your controller. But the developers fixed it, so let me just say that yes, it's now really playable, it's fun, and it's just VR chat, but you can tilt your head and summon a streamer camera or something. Yeah, okay, back to the video. And no, you can't play Beat Saber. Okay, and here's a quick side note. I've tried Roblox 2 and it's actually pretty playable. Sadly, the VR optimized games don't work properly, but Murder Mystery 2 was fun. I thought that, oh well, I can't really play any games with this thing, oh no. Then I opened my Steam library and I realized that I was wrong. I think I was just dumb and I didn't know that you can play games in theater mode. You can use this feature if you launch a non-VR game from SteamVR. Unfortunately, it doesn't really add to the experience. My phone's screen resolution is not the clearest, and playing Half-Life 2 on that screen was pretty horrifying. The whole game just became less enjoyable, and I did try a platformer too, and that was actually not that bad, but just don't play FPS games in theater mode. And just don't play any games in it. It's useless. So yeah, these are my experiences with the games. It's time to talk about other useless things. This is the part where I talk about those things that I tried doing, I guess, that I couldn't categorize them into the other parts of the video. So enjoy. In SteamVR you can view your desktops and control them. It's a pretty useful feature, you know, but why on earth would anyone try to do work in VR? Well, I tried and it just didn't work out. I wasn't surprised, but it was fun, not gonna lie. But damn, typing on that virtual keyboard is a nightmare. I tried watching some YouTube too, because why not? I know that we can actually do some work in like the Oculus Quest too, but this is SteamVR. And I used a really low resolution screen, so keep that in your mind. If you're a SteamVR user, you probably know what SteamVR environments are. But in case you don't know what it is, let me tell you. Basically, there's a menu you can bring up by pressing a button and it'll let you download community created environments. Most of them have some objects you can interact with, some of them just look nice. You can also meet with your friends in this virtual space. It's like VR chat, but everyone is just a floating head. Now here's a little showcase. If you want to skip this, just go to the next timestamp. Now, here are just some seriously random things. I have no idea where to put these. So, yeah. So, you can chat, but why would you do that? You can do it on PC and it's more convenient there. And you can also browse the Steam shop, but why would you do it there? Because you can just do it on your desktop. The full version of IVRY is $10 on the Play Store. Is it worth it? Well, I don't think so. It supports PSVR headsets too, so maybe that's better than a phone. But if you're only gonna use it with your phone, then I do not recommend it. It does not give you a lot of features and it's just very laggy and buggy. The driver just keeps crashing SteamVR and well, that crap. An Oculus Quest 2 is just $300. I think it's just a better idea if you buy that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this terrifying video. It's my first one on this channel and I know that my English was just fucking messed up. But I'm working on it. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, leave a like, and this is the part where I should say something original, but I won't. Subscribe. Thank you.